Hey guys, sorry I made you wait. I really was intending to be on time. Yes, she is a buffoon. Um, Great word by the way. I love the word buffoon. Ooh, Finny. Do you ever notice that people just don't ever use that word? Um, how are we this evening? How is everybody? I wasn't here yesterday and it feels like I was because I was on my Zoom call. Hey, Kestrel. Hey, Kathy Burkhart. Mods, thank you for being here. And if my one and only male mod, there he is. What are you doing here? Jason. Guys, it's Jason's birthday. Happy birthday to Jason. We love him. Thank you for what you do, Jason. You're incredible. Hey, Diana H. Diane DS Kitty. Seriously, I love you, brother, but don't be here on your birthday, you old silly Sally. Rebel Rowdy, Philip Wright, Aspire to Inspire. Hey, Heather Kansas. Hey, Laura DePreet. Philip Wright, yeah, it's been a minute. Nice to see you. Hey, Tammy. Hey, December. Audrey's here. Kestrel made it. Katie Fulton, cute, always. Joanne Hawley. Alabama Rose is back. I am astonished. Hey, Armine. I know. Hey, Marie Marion, Pat Jonas, Debbie Zito, Irish Mart, Vicky C. I kind of want to hold you because you're just rubbing your hair on my beard. Hey, Catherine B. Hey, Sarah K. Puka Vista, Miss Sassafras, Anna Pikachu Hunter, your second live. Welcome, girl. And we are happy to have you here. Honestly, thank you. It's an honor. We don't ever get new people. I tend to chase them off. At least that's the rumor. Hey, Ellie, Angie Moe. Yeah, you probably do. Hey, Beth knows photos. Hey, Panda 3000, Dresden, Mama Smurf, Amy Edge. Definitely Amy Edge for Reducio. I don't know how to say it. New Mexico, prayers sent. Absolutely. And just well wishes. I hate that. I hate that for the animals and the people. I really do. Irish Mart, welcome. Christy Kitts, Heather Landau, good to see you again. Brian Boland, making dinner, cute. Elizabeth Vigil, MLG Gamer, Squirrel Girl, Rachel made it. There's just hair everywhere. Finny. Hey, Susie. Hey, Muffet Lou. I'm so glad I got to see you yesterday. Hey, Figments. Anna Banana. Yeah, definitely Anna Banana. And you were quiet yesterday, but I'm glad I got to see you. I look really bad today. And, I'm kind of bummed because I washed my hair. I don't like it. Sorry, Tash Bits. It's been a day. Hey, Jamie Palmer. I was talking about you recently. Where you been? Hey, Deanna Downey. Audrey Finn is doing really well. Hey, Rowdy. I know Brian Boland. It's a lot to look at, but he's so damn cute. Brian Webb, I am happy to see you. I really enjoyed having you yesterday, Brian. You don't say much, but you're really fun to have there. I mean it. I responded to your message last night, and I hope you got it, and I hope you know that. Hey, Jan. Hey, Baby Steps. That's okay, Baby Steps. I'm glad I got to see you too. Understood, Tammy. Thank you, Puka Vista. I just don't feel like I look very good today. I heard something. Katie, thank you, babe. Hey, Linda Perales, rocks in a box. Been catching the replay? That's okay. I understand. You got a haircut. Good for you, Jamie Palmer. Hey, Cheryl Roberts. Hey, Lindy. Okay, good, Brian. Okay. I have a ton of messages I have to catch up on. My little boy. I almost feel I woke up a little bit with a sore throat, but I don't think I'm getting sick. I think it's from the Zoom call. I just think I overdid it on talking, and my throat is feeling it for sure. And usually I don't have that problem. So I'm a little concerned. I'm like, I hope I'm not getting sick. Not a good time. So we talked about this, guys. I'm going to be out this week. It's just the way of the Lord. So here's what's happening. Hey, Karen Tootie Greenie. There's some family coming in this week that I'm, happy to, somewhat excited about. It's my mom's side, and I'm not close to family. I never was. But happy to see them. And there's an extra, my cousin is coming, and, hey, Wilford Harry, and we're going to have her staying at my house. So it's going to be a full house, and it may be spotty. Hey, Saved by Grace. Hey, Helen Mirren, it may be a little bit spotty. But what I may end up doing too is going to my mom's and using like a different area. If it gets, she's probably bringing her daughter. And if it gets too loud in my house, I will still stream, but I may not do it here. I may go up to my mom's because I also want to respect people's privacy. So you'll see me, guys. I promise you'll see me. Hey, Arlie. Hey, Renee B. Leanda, thank you. Yeah, I feel like I look really bad. I don't know if it's this lip color. I feel like I look washed out. I have a zit, which is weird. Thanks, Shelly. Guys, I don't intend to not be here, but just don't freak out if you don't see me for a day or two. Hey, Pepperoni Nips. Good for you. I love that. Family is nice to have visiting. Family is nice, and I'm looking forward to seeing them. I just didn't grow up with any of these people. I didn't, I'm just not close to anybody. Hey, old Charlie. Hey, Mittens. Thank you, Audrey. I don't know. I'm not feeling it today. And I'm mad that I washed my hair and it looks dirty and maybe I put too much product in. I'm not sure. I don't know. I also feel like it's getting dark because my darker blonde is growing out. Maybe that's it. I'm just not, I feel off. Hey, Lumen, speaking of off, that's kind of the topic. I don't have a topic today, but that's what I wanted to kind of go into. Well, thanks, Kim Leanne. Hey, Honey Lou. Today, my son's birthday is today. Happy birthday to your son, Honey Lou. I love that. That's adorable. Hey, Don Clark. Hey, Nicole Hazel Miller. Vinny. Oh, my little boy. He's so clingy. Hims is so clingy. Oh, my God. Look at him. Look at how wrinkled my shit-ass shirt is. Probably just demonetized myself. What'd you say, Katie? Can't see your breakout, but I have one in the exact same place. It's right here. I don't know why. I don't usually get, hey, Jenny Stout. So we had a great Zoom call. I want to start by saying that I know I do this every month, but there was something about yesterday's that was, hey, Shay B, how long was the Zoom call? It was 14 hours. My mom was like, what? People don't get it. It's a thing. Like if you don't get it, you don't get it. Hey, Lilac Lime, Sandy Wandy. Let's try putting this up. I hate it. I don't like the way my hair looks, Finny. Just not, I don't know. Yeah, Philip, right. And it probably will as I get more sun. Hey, True to It. I'm happy I got to see you yesterday. Hey, Sassy Savage. Yeah, it was 14 hours and, people come and go, but then there's people who stay. Hey, Don Davies, people who stay the whole time. And we did. Yeah, it was great. Hey, Taz the Bulldog. Yeah, Holly Day. Yeah, it was a lot. I don't know what time you did either, Laura. Taz the Bulldog, I gotta say, I'm really glad that you came back. Yeah, it was lovely. I really enjoyed it too, Brian. Me too, True to It. I know. Catherine B. Guys, don't, here's the thing about that. It happens organic. I don't want people to put the expectation that every month it's going to be that long. I actually started yesterday and I was like, guys, I'm not going to be able to go as long today. I'm probably going to have to tap out at like 6 hours. Well, I ended up not doing that. Riley's human. I was glad you were there. Hey, Cherish High Vibes. Robin Miners. I just don't want anybody to feel like pressure. Hey, Karen Burhow. I don't want people to feel pressure about that. Like it's not an expectation. You come, you go. Yeah, Lumen. It really was. Hey, Carrie Wilson. I just don't, it's not an expectation and they're not always going to last that long, even though they have the last few months. I just don't want anybody to feel weird about it. I know Joel Sachs was like, I'd love to join, but I don't want people to, he was like introverted about his accent. People won't be able to understand him. No way. Don't feel that way. But also don't feel like you have to be there, right? Like it's a choice. Hey, Peace Lady. And we just always really unpack a lot of things. It was Martin came. That was amazing. Hey, Donna Cooper. It was just, how many were in the Zoom call? Someone just said over 50, but my mods came too. I always like the mods to come. Hey, Baby Steps. The Zoom was a wonderful mix of heavy and laughter. It was. It really was. And I feel like I would love that, Jenny Stout. It really was. I don't know what else to say about that, baby steps. I mean, you were there and you understand, but it was every time I leave one of the I love original Anne. She's always brings so much to the table. Every time I leave one of those Zoom calls, hey Jenny, hey Moosey. I know, Armine. It just does something. Yeah. And thank you for your super chat, baby steps. I love you, girl. I mean, you have had a bit going on the past couple of months to talk about, and we did. And that's kind of where I'm going with this. Like, I want to make sure, guys, do you feel this is funny. Is Meredith Lynn in here? She really made me laugh last night. I want to make sure that, do you guys feel like Rika? Wow, I don't recognize your name. Cool picture. I love that picture, actually. The stream last week where you shared pictures of teen child, you were in the cult, broke my heart. Sending some love to you. Thank you, Rika. Wow. Thank you. That's such a nice thing to say. Meredith Lynn made me laugh so much. I do too, Tammy. No joke. I introverted a little bit. Hey, Dawn. I truly get very confused. I have misconceptions about a lot of things. I really do. People will say things. Well, I'm glad that you came out of lurker mode, Rika, and welcome. Hey, Kaza, Jay, I really get. Okay, hold on. Talk about it. That's fine. I really get. This is not a joke. People will explain things to me, and it's hey, Don Clark. Mods can explain it to you, but it's not and I'm glad that you're here, girl. It's never an expectation, guys. It's fun. It's really fun, but no one feel left out. Hey, Sarah Stiles. I just don't, Vicky Andrews, I enjoy. Hey, Don Lori, the Zoom call made me realize I need to update the camera on my desktop. My laptop camera was better. You brought so much yesterday, Vicky, and I was hoping you were going to be here today. I really, really, I love getting new people for this exact reason. Like, you just brought a lot. Your perspective, there was something about your whole personality I really, really liked, and I just want to say thank you for being there, Vicky. And I thought your camera was fine, by the way. Hey, Jojo Bananas. Even though I'm an introvert, I felt very welcome and special in the Zoom calls. Love you all. We love you, Muffet Lou. Finny. Oh, Finny. Oh, Finny. What am I trying to say? I hate Cliff Ann. And yes, happy Memorial Day. And thank you to everybody who served our country and who does serve our country. That means a lot to me. Fred was a World War II vet. Veterans are a big deal to me, and current people who serve. Seriously, I mean that. I'm very grateful for their service. I always tell them that when I see them. Hey, Peggy Collins. Misconception about something. And it's silly to say this, but I actually was embarrassed about it. Meredith Lynn was telling me, Debbie Zito, here we go. This is it. Here for you, not chat. I'm a little embarrassed about this. I feel like I got to step it up. I feel like my content sucks. It's not that great. Like, I'm not impressed with it. I sometimes think every time I end a stream, I'm like, that sucked. I'll message the mod group and I'm like, we should have just not done anything tonight. Like, that tanked. It was awful. It was not good. Because my mods will be like, hey, great stream. Yeah, I get that, Angie Mo. But you understand the message I was trying to say is that I'm grateful for people who have fought and served for our country is the message. Thank you, Sandy Wandy. I always get the impression that you guys come in here for the chat. I thought people were coming in to like enjoy each other. Hey, Cheryl, enjoy each other and chat in the chat. Thanks, Kat. Thanks for that. Thank you, DS Kitty. Meredith Lynn said last night, she goes, I always catch you on my drive home. And I was like, how do you get into the chat though? Like, how does that work? Thanks, Brian Webb. And I didn't think about the fact that some people are like, have me in their headphones and are like doing work around the house, driving. Like, they're not here for the chat. I don't like my hair today. And I got embarrassed. Lisa Kelson, Rocks in a Box. Hey, Lacey Silver. And I'm still embarrassed because I thought you guys came for the chat. And the thought of people just, hey, Susan Babcock, this sounds crazy. Thank you, Diana H. I know, Heather Landau. Hey, Don Clark, don't overanalyze what's working. Critters Creation. Well, Paula's Choice is on sale right now. You need to hop on that. Thank you, Lindy. That's very kind of you to say. I don't know. I just somehow introverted when she said, hey, Vicky C. Hey, Sabine. I don't know. I introverted when she said she just listens to me. Some of you guys are just listening to me, Debbie A. Hey, T. Louise. And I'm embarrassed. Tony's Hooter. I was like, where is Tony? What's going on? Hey, Joy Forbes. You're the silliest goose. I think I am. I think that of all the geese, I could be the silliest of them all. Thanks to hey, Bohemian Luciferian Witch. I don't know what to say about that. Angie Mo. I don't know. Hey, Chrissy Twig. I don't know what to say about that. I felt like I needed to up my game when I found out last night that people are just listening to me and they're not here for the chat. What could possibly be that interesting? I thought you were here for the chat. So then when she explained that to me, I clenched up, like my beehole actually clenched shut. And we all know that it's underdeveloped anyway and incredibly tight. If you ask any of the men I've been with, it's a thing, right? Hey, Deborah Ricci. That's so nice. Do and be better. Thank you, Lacey Silver. I felt like quitting when I found that out. I'm not kidding. I was like, I don't think I want to do this anymore. I thought people were like half listening to me and half in the chat. And then once I found out that some people are just fully listening to me, I clenched up. I clammed up. Thanks, Lisa Kelson. I clammed up a lot. And I thought, I don't have anything new to say. And maybe I just shouldn't be here. Because if you're just listening to me, Lady O! I don't know what to say anymore. We talked about this a lot yesterday on the Zoom. Jojo Bananas, Holly Day. I was like, sometimes, guys, I literally don't know what's good. Like, I will be live looking at myself like I'm doing right now. And sometimes that's why I'm like, bleep, 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 bleep. It's crazy. Don't clam up. Be a volcano. There's no talent here. There's no talent. It's just a person with a lot of word vomit. What is it? Word salad? I'm not entirely sure. I just, really, I'm sorry to hear that. Jamie Palmer, but I hope you and your guy are doing good. Hey, Lee Sane. That's wild. You have plenty to say, Reese. You make me laugh. Well, Brian, you know, some days, what's good for the goose, Brian? This is what I mean. Sometimes I just fill the air with this crap. Richard Sparks, I just saw your birthday message. I almost passed out with surprise. Thank you. Wow, really? Being so kind to a stranger. Richard Sparks, first of all, happy birthday again. And you're not a stranger. You're my friend. Hey, Wanda Parks. But this is where we are right now. It's a whole lot of hot air, guys. It's making up, you know, you swim upstream. There's no I in team. And I haven't had a peen for a long time. Speaking of, yeah, Katie Fulton, we just fill the air with this crap. I do want to say something. I made a note, actually. I wish Original Anne were here, but it looks as though she is not. I did make one note. Whenever somebody says something really fascinating to me, I like to jot it down. I don't know about you guys. I wish that I carried like a pen and paper, but I don't. So I just simply have my notes here in my phone. That's crazy, Muffet Lou. I like stuff too, Pepperoni Nips. Thank you, Honey Lou. I've bloomed. Thank you so much. Yeah. Hey, Lori Lee. Wow, Miss Sassafras. You guys, now that I know that I'm just being put on blast here, I'm like, I can't remember a time before this. Can I just email you guys the rest of tonight? Like, I don't know what to say. I feel very clammy. I feel a little tensed up. I'm like, I thought you were just half listening all this time. And now that I know that some of you are full blown listening, I don't find that my words have any meaning. I suddenly hear the cellist. Suddenly I hear the cellist saying, your thoughts have no basis in reality. And now I kind of think I know why he said that. I'm just full of nonsense. And I didn't think anybody was listening my whole life. I didn't know that people were listening. And, now I got this YouTube gig and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. Your thoughts don't have any basis in reality. And I think there's something to it. Well, happy birthday, Kat. Yeah, don't say other words, Lacey Silver. And you lead a horse to the forest. Again, it ain't going to chop wood just because, right? His reality has no basis in thoughts. Your reality has no basis in thoughts, good sir. The chillest. Thank you, Robin Miners. All this time where's Vinny? What are you doing over there? Vinny? All this time, I was so upset with our dear Jeffrey. Yeah, it is, Wanda. And never let its words get into your head. Jeff's words hey, Ewa, his words sometimes do get into my head. Hey, West Coast Fancy Nancy. Hey, Trixie. When you go through as many husbands, they tend to come back up, right? And I've been thinking about them lately. I've been thinking about a lot of the just the string of exes that have left us. And again, I'm not angry with the cellist. I'm not angry. And do we find that I'm talking about it too much? Am I focused on it too much, or do my thoughts not have any basis in reality? Is what's good for the goose also good for the gander? These are questions that I would like answers to, that obviously will be subjective answers, and you'll have your reasons. And what a time, right? What a time to be here. I'm so sorry to hear that, T. Louise. It's a lot, Lumen. Great question, Taz the Bulldog. A lot of good questions here that we're probably not going to get answers to. This is so kind. Rika, I love that you are chatting with us in this stream, and I hope that you come back out of lurker mode. It's okay to talk / process things until you find clarity. Hey, Michael Malloy. That's funny, Muffet Lou. Thank you. Puka Vista says, you are good at this. Get out there and be somebody. Go write a book. Ellie J, I'm sad that we didn't get to chat as much yesterday, but I love you. Hey, Verbo Boss. Okay, Verbo Boss. Thank you for sharing that. Hey, Joanne Adams. Ellie J, I love you. And thank you for being a member. You're so down to earth. Don't let anyone make you feel bad that they're a-holes. I agree with this so much. Hey, Liz Tricks. And also, guys, when you wake up, don't ever be afraid to be an asshole for the day. Like, some people deserve to have their days ruined, right? If you're going to be like, don't be part of the problem, be the whole problem. If you're going to wake up and like fully embrace anger, ruin somebody's day that deserves it. That's how I feel about a lot of things lately. Like, get out there and ruin somebody's fucking day, right? Like, there's so many people out here that don't deserve it. To have a good day. And if you're in a bad mood for the day, I just think, call your ex, right? Like, text your ex, ruin that shit, set it on fire. Okay. Because that's kind of where I'm at. And I need help. And I am here asking for it. Thank you, Katie. And that's a cry for help. And I need someone to hold my hand. Yeah, Deanna Downey. And I think that Reese is in the anger part of grief. I think it's coming out. It's seeping out, like when I eat garlic and I can't have anybody around me because it just like comes out of my pores for days. and your poop smells and like, yeah, definitely true to it. Um, absolutely, Brian Webb. Hey, Anne, encouraging us to embrace our inner asshole. Yeah, however that means to you, whether it be physically your inner asshole, like, take good care of it, or get up in the morning and get out there and ruin somebody's day, right? Thank you, Rachel. Finny? Okay. Oh, we're not being as social. Yeah, I want that on a shirt. All the stages are important of healing. Rika, you are so kind. Reese, you have beautiful energy and make everyone feel very comfortable to be here. I appreciate that so much. And Peggy, thank you again for the snacks for the cat. I appreciate that. Hey, Boomerang back. You just reminded me to add garlic. Oh man, I put so much garlic in when I cook. Reese, I've been with you from the beginning, and it's your bubbly personality and care for others and everyone in the chat that keep me here. I appreciate that. I promise, Jackie, I'm going through something, but I'm always gonna be nice on the other nights. Just some nights I won't. Does that make sense? It should, right? Like not every time. Hey, Solani. Grief, Taz says, is simply this. No, I agree with that. Why does my mouse do this sometimes? It's so weird. Oh my God, lyrics. Grief is tough, losing someone to divorce or illness or just cleaning house. Taz, that is a nice thing to say and very validating. It's true. I find that maybe I'm talking about it too much, but it's because this is probably projecting, right? Like it's in my head and it's bothering me. I'm starting to feel a little bit more like the chip on my shoulder again, and I got to get it out. If I hold it in, then I'm going to get worse. So I apologize to you guys, but I think I've had a bit of a sass mouthing. I feel like I've been sass mouthing a little bit, and I'm sorry. I couldn't be more sorry, but I have to get it out. I can't hold things in. I am a communicator to the extreme, right? And Taz the Bulldog, I appreciate that. That's what this channel is for. Hey, Kay Thompson. I'm sitting in the hospital waiting for a CT scan, but didn't want to miss your live. How was yesterday with your Zoom calls? Kay, that makes me sad. Are you all right? Was it scheduled? Like you don't have to share that, but thank you, Lilac Lime. Hey, Christine Baker. Thanks, Honey Lou. Lisa Kelson is absolutely spot on, right? I hope you're all right. I hope you're all right, Kay. And thank you for your super chat. We love you. You rarely miss a show, and I love you. Let it rip, says Lumen. Lumen, it's not, I don't want to be like the people who are like haters out there just recycling, right? I feel like at this point it's just me recycling. But here's something. I also haven't eaten anything yet today. Here's something original Anne said that I just jotted down. There she is. Oh my God. We're the same person. Look at this. I just caught up. Long time no chat. I love original Anne. Hey, Melody Hedrick. Anne, I'm glad you're here. And she said, I wrote these 2 words down. So speaking of processing things, this is for real. Speaking of processing things, how many of us love it when you're trying to get something, communicate something, and people do what they always do if you especially have a YouTube channel, which is, I wish you wouldn't talk about that, or I wish that you'd do this more, or you really should work more toward this. You should talk to your therapist about this. You should have done that kind of shit. That old chestnut. Original Anne put it in a different set of terms that really meant something to me. She said, people try to prescribe solutions. Fancy. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And I've been thinking about Robin W. She's a little angel. Robin W. is a little cheerleader over in Utah, and she's everything but the wings. Everyone needs to know that. How do we feel about that? People try, I need a sip because I'm full of cat hair in the throat. Oh. I love Pat Jonas, by the way, and I love her damn accent and your voice, Pat Jonas. If I start a sentence with "you should," I stop because it's not up to me to tell you what to do. Absolutely. And lost my mom at young age and took care of my mom 23 and lost my son, I'm guessing. That's horrible. At the same time and went through divorce same time, then lost my BFF to cancer and then my dad, second divorce after 24. Holy shit, Taz the Bulldog. I am so sorry. I hope I get to meet you someday in person because we are neighbors. We're very close by. I am so sorry to hear that. Yeah, I figured it was that. Okay. Taz, you are in good company. People here have a lot experienced. Hey, Janet, a lot of loss. And we don't judge. And this is a safe space for that. Thank you for sharing it. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I doesn't compare and I'm not comparing. I lost my husband and my dog died 3 days before. They died 3 days apart unexpectedly. So like the boom, boom, boom of loss, I totally can understand that. And I'm sorry. I'm not so sure that I've even processed it all. Like I know I haven't. When I think about it, I haven't. Just losing people out of the blue, losing an animal like that, it's hard. So Taz, we love you and I hope that you stick around. Yeah, I love Pat Jonas. She's amazing. How do we feel about that? I really struggle with outside. Thank you, Taz. Outside, I've always been a person who reaches externally for things anyway, and I could not be more aware at this point in my life that I do that, and therefore I don't really do it anymore. And I'm very aware when I do it. Therefore, it causes a problem when people try to prescribe solutions. And I have felt this in my gut for a long time. People don't want you to give them solutions. You ever notice that? Do you ever notice like we want to solve people's issues and then we give them a solution that's perfectly good and well and it would solve their problem? And they're like, no, people want to come up with stuff on their own. That's just the way it is. Like I'm the same as Pat Jonas. I rarely these days try to do the you should or hey, no one or hey, Haggis Basher, you should is not a good way to start a sentence, right? Like I try not to even do that with Huxley. When I'm talking to a friend, I often try to say something like, well, my experience, I try to kind of keep it that way. Yes, Shell. And I just thought that was a really interesting way of putting it. And we all do it, right? Like we all do it. Yes, I love this Angie Mo. Lori Lee. Oh my God. I forgot I even said I was so delirious at that point last night that's where we were laughing about this. Don't should on people, Catherine K. I agree. Don't should all over people. People just need to be heard. They don't necessarily want a solution. And I have said that. Yes, Amy Edge, absolutely. I have heard that. Like I have said that even to my mother. Like if I'm complaining, I used to say that to Tommy. I'd be like, I don't want a solution. I'm just kind of venting. Like I have an idea of how I'm going to deal with this, how I'm going to handle it. I do think it's a slippery slope though, and we have to be careful because we reach externally, right? We do it all the time. We don't realize we're doing it, but you're doing it without doing it. And then people want to give you solutions and prescribe solutions. I don't know. I'm just kind of an addict when it comes to that. I know, Kestrel. Lori Lee. So last night, oh my God, when I said that, when Meredith Lynn was like, I'm just listening to you, I'm not watching the chat, I clammed up. I was like, who's just listening to me? Like full attention listening. It scared me. I thought I don't have anything interesting to talk about. I thought you guys were just talking amongst yourselves. I had no idea. Sometimes I'm live and I'll just start singing because I don't have anything else to say. And then in my head, I'm trying to think of something to say. I'm reading the chat, processing, trying to come up with a memory, trying to come up with something. Now, this isn't all the time, but sometimes I really do go live and I'm like, we'll come up with something, right? 6-1. No I in team. And there isn't. Never will be. So it's best to just be single, I think, because then otherwise, you're going to have some crazy ass ex that's just going to piss you the fuck off until the end of time. And that's, I feel like, the basket that we're sitting in that you don't want to put all of your eggs into. And you never should have, right? Probably should have just stuck around with your thoughts not being based in reality. If I had to look back on it, Trixie. Hey, Emmy Bob. Oh my God. So Lori Lee, I was like, I literally will say, I'll just think in my head, like, how come there's no grape pie? Do you ever notice that? There's no flavor grape. That's why, I mean, I was delirious. It was like 2 a.m. at this point. Some people are verbal processors too. I love, Rika, how much you're bringing it tonight. I just tell my partner or family or friends, verbal processing here might go in circles. Sorry, that's us, right? I mean, that is us to a T. I don't want to write shit down. Hey, Angel, did I just say hi or was that in my head? Short on sleep too. Short on sleep, right? Been doing everything today. Been on the phone all day, cleaning my house for this relative that's coming, vacuuming cat hair, pissed off about a lot of things. Jackie Perkins. Ew, Kestrel, really? I don't know about that. I don't feel good about it. Reese, you are like a breath of fresh air every evening for me and all of you in the chat. Alana, I'm sorry I didn't get to say goodbye to you yesterday, and I love your strong voice and opinions, girl. Thank you, Jackie Perkins. Men want to solve everything. We just want them to listen and bone down with, right? It's been a while. It's been since like January 11th. And I know I've said that, but I have to keep pointing it out. Your partner is a verbal processor. Yeah, I'm going to have to find someone that's going to Lemster. Joy Forbes, I went till 2 in the morning, my time, Central. I think, hey, Misfits, I think that's my other issue. The guys that I've been with, and I've said this, the future person, if I even can find one, it's probably not going to happen for me. Linda, the future person has to have 2 really serious qualities. Lots of patience, and dude's going to have to be super calm because I get very wound up. We love you, Jojo Bananas, and I'm glad you're in the Facebook group. I'm glad that you signed your NDA too to be there. Thank you so much for that. Interesting, Sandy Wandy. Is that the guy, Jamie Palmer, that's in Nebraska? Are you still seeing that dude? Because it's been a while. Yeah, Alana, you should have come back. Find a man to listen. Good luck. I don't know. I feel like men listen. That's not a bad idea. Hey, Cheryl Roberts. That's funny, Vicky. Philip Wright? I don't think I can. Blee, 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 blee. Hey, Helena. It's okay. I love you, girl. I'm glad you got some sleep. Am I overdoing it? That is so kind. Lisa, hey, Leslie Mosley. I am so lucky to have my husband. You helped me realize how much I appreciate him. He really is a saint. Well, see, they're out there. They're all married, but they're out there. And that's what matters, right? And that's, again, that's not always good for the goose. Will be not necessarily right for the gander. And I think that's something that we have to learn. And we have to all together kind of cross over and accept that every goose is going to have their reasons for not necessarily lining up with the gander. I'm overthinking. What a concept, Holly Day. It's definitely happening. Am I overdoing it, Liz Tricks? Am I overdoing it on, hey, P. Taylor? Am I chasing you guys away? Like, I'm being serious. Am I overthinking the past? I love Original Ann. God, I love that girl. Tracy, it's been a minute, and I love you, girl. The reason I ask this, Boomerang Beck, Jennifer Eber looks like she has some things to say. The reason I listen to you, right? Hey, Rockstar Graham, she says here, is I think we all have more in common than we don't. I think that's true. And listening to the different things you struggle with helps me to know I'm not alone. Plus, I love the tiny Jesus. Take a tiny Jesus, put him in your pocket. Blee, 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 blee. Hey, run the world. Jennifer, thank you for saying that. And that helps me. When you guys make comments like that, it brings me back down to where my thoughts should be within reality. But according to the cellist, they're not. You see what I mean? Do you guys see how you cross an ocean as the crow flies? That crog ain't going to croak. The dog's not going to hunt, is what I'm trying to say. Reese, did you sleep? Lemster, not really. Actually, no, I didn't get a lot of sleep, and I think we can tell. Hey, Mrs. EP, late fee for not signing the NDA. I'll get on that. I promise. Thank you so much, DS Kitty Diane. If you would just submit that to my mods, any one of them will do. They all are accepting your NDAs, and I appreciate that so much. You can also drop your check with it. Just don't let it get hit into a windstorm. Hey, Rhonda McNeil. You're discussing your life. Okay, I'm being serious. The reason I think I asked this is because it's going on in my head a little more than I want it to lately. And a little bit, I'm kind of pissed. I'm feeling upset. And I'm that's so kind, Muffet Lou. Absolutely. I'll make that work, girl. That's really nice of you. Thank you, Cheryl Roberts. Oh my fucking God, Trixie, you are hilarious. That was funny, original. And thank you, Pat Jonas. Tammy, I appreciate you saying that. Yes, you will, Angel K. You're coming to the meetup. Shell says, if you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit. Just read this quote today and it made me laugh. You're welcome. If you can't dazzle them with brilliance, baffle them with bullshit. That's hilarious, Shell. And I do like that quote. Please keep those coming. That's hilarious. And thank you for your super chat. That's good. That's good. She's pretty good. I seem to be stuck. I seem to, when people say they're losing weight, I wouldn't know because I've never been on a weight loss journey. I've always been chub. Thanks, Elizabeth Miller. People say like I'm stuck, like I've reached like this plateau and I'm not doing great. And so I'm just going to eat my feelings. That's kind of where I'm at. And I feel like I was doing really well. Right. And now, yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well, Rockstar Grant. I got to get her email. That's sweet, Heather Landau. I'm feeling in my feelings, and I'm feeling a little bit upset. And it could be that I'm turning 41 and I don't have a boyfriend and I'm probably going to be single forever. No one's ever going to like me. And it could be that. But it also just could be that, is this the grieving process that that we didn't allow ourselves to go through? I feel stuck. Wendy Ramirez, I'm glad that you made it. Rebel Rowdy, time is the key to overcome overthinking past relationships. Yeah, I don't know. I feel upset, right? Katie Fulton says you're not alone. I'm being dead serious right now, by the way. You know why I think this is Kat? But Kat, you're dating. Thank you, Dawn. You know what I think too? I really do think I'm like, me, because I do tend to think, right? I tend to overthink. Busy Bumblebee. Thank you, Michael Malloy. Yeah, it's a lot. Jan says to process and digest. And guys, I only got divorced a year ago. And it's almost like when Heather, I'm kind of trying to get into it. It's almost like when my dog died and then my husband died 3 days later. It just all hit me at once. And I feel like as a year went by after that, I was like, I didn't even process this. Like I didn't feel it all. Well, now I love that, Diana H. And you're right. That's what's important. Maybe Jackie Perkins. But now I think, guys, this is what happens when you, you jump on the criminal train, right? And you're like, oh yeah, that's a hell of a show you put on. I liked it all, right? I saw a lot of potential there because it was shown to me, presented to me as potential. And then I had a great time in the sack and I was just hooked, right? Plus, I was done with this jester shit. But now that I look back, it's almost like the death of my dog and then my husband. It all happened so fast, I didn't get a chance. And so now I feel like it's only been a year and so much terrible shit has happened. Like, really, nothing good came of this. Nothing good came of this. We have to keep that in mind. Nothing good came of this. And I'm kind of pissed. It all happened so fast. Peripheral pain. I remember it. I remember it well. While it was all fun and games, it's not worth it. You know, you've seen one peen, you've seen them all. My God, it's not that big of a deal. I love you all, but I'm going to jump out of the chat. I'm a bit nervous. I'll leave an update in the group tomorrow that you're making good progress. Good night. Amy Edge, please let us know. Please let us know. We love you and we're thinking about you, babe. It's concerning as all get out. Thank you for your super chat, babe. Yes, it is a grieving process. It's a messy process, and you can't just process the past one in sitting. It takes going over and over it again. Okay. See, I think now that I'm not in Scientology, I have this kind of time on my hands to, you really can't do this. Yeah, Lisa Kelson, you really can't do this, guys. And when I say this, I mean like overthink like this about relationships, divorces, assholes, right? You really can't do this and be a Scientologist because they will say, no case on post, get your ass to work, right? Like there's no time. Your parents could die and they're like, go get in session about that, get rid of the loss, take the charge off of the loss and get back to work. That's how we operate as Scientologists. So now that I have this kind of time on my hands, I'm a little bit pissed. And I kind of wish I was back in the Scientology saddle, to be honest. You've been through so much. It's bound to take a while to get over all this. You have to be your own best friend in your head. See, that's the hard part for me. I'm not. I tear myself down. You learn so much about yourself every single day. Emmy Bob, you're right. Thank you for saying that. And Wisconsin Barb says you are still learning about grief and all kinds of feelings. That doesn't automatically happen once you get out of a cult. I think it's just, it's like, I don't hate to, it's the truth. I like to compare things to concepts. It reminds me of the time. Thank you, Run the World. That's amazing. She ordered the trucker hats from Southern Goods. I love that. That's really kind. Thank you for supporting her. I love that lady. Yeah, Lemster, absolutely. I couldn't agree with that comment more. It reminds me of when Fred, my husband, died, and there was people everywhere all day long, and he was on hospice, and there were nurses coming, nurses going. My nurse friend was in the house with me. She was dosing him stuff. I was calling people whilst all the while, like, hey, Aileen, holding on to Fred's head at the top of the hospital bed he was in the home, and singing to him, talking to him, kissing him, rubbing his head. Thank you, honey Lou. That's such a cool thing to say. I do too, Run the World. And thank you again. Reese, you're like a fine wine to me. Remember those first lives? I'm glad I stuck around. I learned so many deep things about my own life. That is why I'm here. And I love that. I mean that. Oh my God, I love you. You ordered 2 blouses from Southern Goods. I'm excited. I got to text Chrissy. That is so kind. Laura Dupree, Run the World. Thank you for supporting small business. So people are coming in and out of my house. It's all kinds of chaos. I don't know when he's going to die. And then as a person, and I don't want this to sound triggering, as a person is actively passing, right? On a hospice situation, there are certain things that happen that a body does when you know that they're like modeling, their body starts modeling, gathering blood, and the death rattle. There's certain things, and a lot of you know what I'm talking about and have been through it, or you work in that field or whatever it is. But there are certain, yes, Kat, there are certain things that a body does when you know. So while that's all happening, I've got people coming and going, and he is actively passing. And so the death rattle is absolutely horrible. And that was really, really hard. No, my dad, I'm not talking about my dad, Kester. I'm talking about Fred. I'm giving this example that it was chaos, chaos, chaos in my house that day. All the while he's going through, it is Elizabeth Visual, he's going through the active passing of life, right? He's going through to the death process. And I'm just trying to spend every second with him. I'm trying not even to go pee. Like I hadn't showered. I'm just there. And nobody tells you when you're going through that, that all like the second he passed, right? They do their documentation. Hey, antics of a mama squirrel. Okay, Kestrel, yeah. And they leave. Everybody leaves. And then you're, hey, Anita card, you're home alone with Fred. And I got to experience that and just lay with him. And I laid with his body. And you wait for the funeral home to come pick him up. And they did. And they came, he died at 9 o'clock and they came at about midnight. So I was, maybe it was a little less, might have been like 11, but it was me and Gertie. My other dog had just died and everything goes to silence. And you go from like all this craziness to you're alone. And it's half peace, it's half total shock, right? Like all these people running in and out of my house all day long on the phone, you know, it's a whirlwind. It really is. It's something that, yep, that is so true. And I would say time, the world stands still and time stops. As a matter of fact, I don't want to talk about it much more or I'll just start crying because I'm going back into that memory now. And that was really, really, really hard to just all of a sudden my house was empty and it was just me and Fred. And I'm just sitting there. He's getting colder and colder. And I remember, hey, Ree, his stomach was like the warmest spot as his body started to, I'm guessing like rigor mortis sets in. I'm not sure, but I still talked to him. I was still with him. But it's very freaky to have that happen and everybody's gone. All of a sudden, everybody's gone. And then the whole following week is a whirlwind because you got to go plan a funeral and you got to tell people and make all these calls. And yeah, and then I had what do you call a wake, like a visitation. So it was visitation and then his funeral the next day. And then you go through all that, people coming up to you, you don't even know and hugging you. And it's so kind, right? It's very kind, but it's just so much. It's draining and it's hard. And then once it's all over with, you're like, what just happened in the last like 7 days? My husband just was embalmed. I planned a funeral. It was a lot. I'm so sorry, Diana H. And the point is, that's kind of how I feel right now. Funnily enough, I don't really deserve to feel that way right now. I didn't lose anybody like that. And I've never loved anyone as much as I loved Fred. So I'm not comparing it to that. I'm comparing the shakiness. Like I just feel like I was rattled around and now it's just, yes, it's like overwhelming to now. A year ago, I was in my house. Like we had this whole marriage. We had the good times. We fought all the time. You know, that was whether I liked him or not. Jeff was my person. Anne says, you have to write a book about your life. It would be a bestseller. I don't know about that, but Rita, that's encouraging. And I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. I can't imagine Reese having to be so alone in it. I'm thinking of those moments talking to my dad last summer after he passed. Yes, Anne, you totally get it. I know that you do. And I love you, girl. And I'm sorry again that you had to lose your dad. True, Lisa Kelson says, divorce and breakups can feel similar to losing someone. That's kind of where I feel right now. It's a shock to the system, Lumen, and I feel a little bit rattled. I feel a little bit like, holy freaking crap, guys. Like I had this, if they welcome you back with open arms, would you go back? Who? Reese are the days of our lives. That's a book title. If you give me a book title, I'll write it. Just kidding. That's hilarious. Reese are the days of our lives. Hey, Blue Girl. Thank you. If you write a book about your life, I would buy it. Okay, well, that's encouraging. I'm afraid if I wrote a book, nobody would step up and care. Thank you. That's encouraging. Yeah, Philip, right? I'm so sorry you lost your mom. T. Louise says, okay, the Bible says when bad things happen, something good will come from it. And I think that you were in Tennessee. Yeah, where you are in Tennessee is a good thing with family. Tommy helped you get out of an abusive marriage. He did. You're absolutely right. There's so many silver linings, right? And I usually try to focus on that, T. Louise. Like I usually am kind of the half full kind of gal. Like, well, if this wouldn't happen, like I try to look seriously at like, sure, but we got something good out of it. And I think I'm just not in a good place. And I so much appreciate your super chat, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, Jackie Perkins. So I just think good for you, Jamie Palmer. I'll get it to you. So I just think it's just that. I think it's just going through the motions and now it's quiet, right? Now it's silent. I went from that marriage and what a marriage. Like it was, good or bad. We spent 5 years together. That's not a small small compared to a lot of marriages or relationships, right? But it's still a lot to get to know someone. 5 years is a pretty good amount of time to have built something together. And we did, right? Like we had a whole history together. We built a city of emotions together and all these things, right? And I hate the way it ended. I wanted to get divorced. I just hate the way I did it. I hate that I left with another man. And I just hate the whole way that it went down. Yes, Debbie Zito. I don't think that the justice was done to it that it should have been. I should have done that on my own volition more than like, when I say it wasn't my own, it's because I met somebody else, cheated on Jeff, and like left with that guy. And I hate that. I hate that I did that. It makes me feel, hey, Sarah Bell, so sleazy. Michelle P. Yeah, rocks in a box. Time just opened up for you. It's both scary and a gift to have the space to look your losses in the face, not know what's next and believing I will go back uphill. But tough times are temporary. Yes, this is so true. Guys, I have no doubt there's nothing but blue skies ahead, right? Imagine you could totally wait. You could actually imagine being in a relationship right now and going through all these emotions. I think allowing yourself to heal is a process. It is. And I think there was it's a delay. It was a delay, but here is kind of now where it's happening. It's all kind of coming in on me. And I'm like, it's more Jeff than Tommy. And I think it's because it was a year ago and I left with another guy and hey, Kim is Blue. I spent all that time with Tommy, getting to know him and building a new relationship with that person that Jeff was way out of my mind. And now here I am and I feel burned, right? And it was a disservice. It ended in a way I wish it wouldn't have ended. Yes, I'm glad I got divorced. Very much glad I got divorced. But it didn't end the way I would have chosen for it to end. It didn't really end on my terms. I didn't say, hey, I want to get divorced and I'm going to do this on my own and I'm leaving. It was, I want to get divorced. I'm cheating on you and we got to get the hell out of here so I can start this new relationship. It's so trashy. It's so classless. It was so cheaply done. Love you, Joanne Adams. I agree with this, Kestrel. It's just still, I wish I would have done it on my own and not because of the reasons that I was with another guy. Does that make sense? I just think it would have been more an honorable thing. I know it would have. I don't have to say, I think, hey, daughter of the king. I didn't do it on the terms. I just wish I would have done it on my own. Yeah. Maybe. Debbie Zito says, maybe if it didn't end that way, you wouldn't have been able to go. Some women never leave, says Malva Pain. I thought about reaching out to Jeff and apologizing, but I just have this like gut feeling, and I think we should always trust our gut feelings. Your next one will be better than the both of them put together. Muffet Lou, I believe that. I really believe that. I have a gut feeling. Look, I like reaching out to people that I've damaged. I do. It feels good for me. I don't care what they do with it. I get it off my chest and it feels good to apologize and kind of forgive. And Hey, AJ Powers. Yeah, Puka Vista, no question. But I feel good reaching out to people and saying, "Hey, I'm sorry and I want to take accountability." It feels so good to do that. If you haven't done it, you should do it. I don't owe Jeff anything, says Peace Lady. It's not that I owe him an apology. I agree. I don't think I owe him an apology. It's would make how would you have felt if Jeff cheated on you? Well, I think he did, Philip, right? More than once, like many times with the Jester stuff, right? But yeah, original answer is trust that gut feeling. I just don't think, I think Jeff rode off into the sunset and we should respect his privacy and leave him alone. Honestly, like I don't really think, I think the last thing in this world is that Jeff would want to hear from me. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him, right? And it's just something hey, Mindy Doolin, it's something I'm going through and processing. It doesn't mean I'm not very reactive. I sit on stuff. So like even this, if I'm like, I should reach out and I'll sit on that for at least 72 hours and see how I feel after that. That's the same way if I have a sore throat or I feel like I'm getting sick. I'm like, I'm going to wait till I see a doctor and give it about 3 days. I'm not reactive to things. I'm not like, oh my God, we have to come up. We have to react and respond to that. Just because it's this feeling that I have right now, unless I get like a really overwhelming feeling, like I got to deal with that right now, I don't. I like to sit on things and kind of wait and see how my emotions go, see how I process through it and how I feel before I just come out guns blazing on whatever it is. Dreaming of blue skies and sandy beaches, welcome. This is a good point, Jamie. Honestly, I pulled a muscle and I don't know what the hell I did. It might have been vacuuming. God, it hurts. I feel like my rotator cuff just fell off and I can't find it. You're processing it all now because your mind feels safe enough to do so, to let your body go through it now that you are safe. She's right. Good night, Lindy. She's right. Processing it, feeling safe to do it. Yeah. Jan, more or less, I don't feel like Jeff cares at all how you left. I think the guilt is more on your side. Oh, God, yes. He has no feeling about any of this. He had already lost his power over you. He was ready to move on to find the next woman. And he was. Here's the other thing, guys. The woman that he's, I think, with now, like, I don't know because I don't follow him, but if they're still together, he was starting something with her way before when we were still married. I found it in his phone. He was already starting up a relationship. Like I saw the text and he was like, I'm gonna get divorced eventually. He was like, but do you want to like see it? Do you want to hang out? Do you want to get together? Can I take you out? And I was like, wow, like I agree with that so much. Hey, Leo, Jeff totally didn't give a shit. He was already moving on to the next woman before I was even out the door. Now, can't really judge him too much for that because the guy that I was moving on with was in my basement. So right? Like I was stooped to the same level, not going to get mad at him for that. But she makes a good point as far as, hey, Marissa Martin, he doesn't give a shit. He's moved on. And I hate that because it's like, you didn't even work on anything. Like you just jumped into a whole new relationship. Note to self, are you a guy? You're married. I remember you telling me you were married. If I hook up with Reese, I need to hide my phone. That's probably accurate. Honestly, let's note to self this. If you hook up with any ex-Scientologist, you probably need to hide your phone, just to be fair. I don't think it's just a Reese thing. I think a lot of ex-Scientologists are just sleuths and we're going to go through your shit just because maybe it's an ethics officer thing. I think about it. Maybe the ex-Scientologists that were on the tech side of the organization, just working on the tech side, I was in the ethics side. So I was already like sleuthing all the time. Kim is blue. Jeff needs someone to dominate. Hey, Ashley, welcome in. Teacher Mama Life. I know I'm right about that. Ex-Scientologists don't F around. We don't F around. We're going to go through your shit. Don't think twice. If I write a book, that's what it should be about. Like a guide to dating an ex-Scientologist. You're going to open the book and it's just to say, just don't. It's not worth it. Don't do it. And there's going to be like a bunch of testimonials by Tommy Scoville and Jeff Quabell. There's just going to be like pages from both of them, like just all their journals. They're going to be like, This woman's the devil. Don't do it. It's true. It's funny because it's true. Thanks, Joanna Arcana. Yeah. I believe that you're processing it now because the distraction and the new relationship with Tommy was, with distractions gone, there was space to process it. I think so too, Run the World. And I still love that picture of you. Those internal conversations are so frustrating, aren't they? You spend so much time having them and they'll never have. Yeah. I try to catch them now. So I was talking to a friend about this. Let me read LEJ and then I want to say this because it's true. LEJ says grief and mourning, loss of relationships. I am hearing this in your voice in my head. Like, what you had built in your dreams be. She's so cute and British. Reese the musical, a Reesicle. These emotions are not linear. It comes in waves and time can. What does that word mean? Give yourself grace. A book may be an idea. Love you loads. I'm not smart enough to write a book, but I appreciate the boost of confidence there, guys. But thank you, LEJ, and I love you. It does come in waves. I'm not overdoing it. Like, I'm not upset with myself. I'm worried about you guys. Am I overdoing it with you guys? Are you guys like, enough? Like, we don't want to hear about this shit anymore. That's where I'm getting introverted. I hope not, Deborah. Thanks, Run the World, for the vote of confidence. Alana says, how about if you hook up with anyone, don't be doing stuff that requires sleuthing? This is so true. Alana makes a great point. Before Jeff and Tommy, thank you for your super chat. I didn't sleuth. I didn't go through I didn't even feel jealousy before those two guys. I was not a jealous person. It's obviously, I'm sorry, but it's something about them. It's something about their character. They're fucking liars. Both of them were total liars. Let's think about that for a minute. Jeff was presenting to be something he wasn't by me not knowing about the gestures. But whoops, I forgot to tell you I'm in this private invite-only sex club that we go on parties. We go to parties and there's prostitutes there that I'm in huge amounts of credit card debt over. I forgot to mention that. Right. So like our gut doesn't lie. I felt jealousy with him. And I felt like when he told me about the gestures and that he goes to these parties for 5 days a week. And guys, I'll never forget this. When we were first dating, he told me about it because he wasn't shy. He was like, it's an honor to be a jester and you should be proud and impressed to be with a jester. And like, it's a big deal. And he said, we go to these parties and they last for 5 days. Time can concertina. Things can feel like it happened yesterday. Oh, I get it. Thank you for explaining that, LEJ. And thank you again for your super chat. So what are we dealing with? What are we dealing with when you enter into a relationship like that? I don't give a shit if you're an ex-Scientologist. You're going to have doubts and you're going to go, I don't think so. Thank you. I love it when you break out in song. You have a great voice. Dodge, who also likes singing, was upset that I told him your voice is better than his. I don't know that guy, but thank you. That's very kind. And I hope he's not upset about that. It's not a contest, although even though I won, thank you for saying that. Yeah, Liz, but here's the thing. Any of you put yourself in my shoes, get yourself a boyfriend that's like, I go to these parties every month. And he was like, and they're 5 days long. And they're always out of state. And he was like, and I can't have my phone, but I will check in on you when I get back to my hotel room. And it's just a bunch of guys. It's just a bunch of guys. He was like, we're just, doing shit, having fun, And I was like, no, I don't know. That's not what's happening. And he was like, no, it's totally innocent. I remember this whole conversation. And I was like, no, it ain't, brother. I don't know who you think you're lying to, cellist. I was like, don't you have a job? First of all, I was like, who just goes for 5 days a month to a secret club party and it's just a bunch of dudes playing poker? Look, I may be an ex-Scientologist, but that doesn't mean we're dumb. Okay. I almost missed a lie. Missing Gertie and Botox. I am too. Christy Hughes. So Christy Hughes used to be a nice person. She was, thank you for your super chat, Peanut. Christy Hughes used to come into the lifeboat. And then Christy Hughes reached out to me after she started hating Tommy. And she was like, I love you, Reese, and like love bombed the shit out of me. And she was like, you're such a good person. And I hate Tommy. And she was like, I love you. You guys remember Christy Hughes. She used to gift a membership when she would come in. She's been around forever. And all of a sudden, Christy Hughes starts partying it up with the knife hoarder. So she calls me on the phone. She's like, I'm suing Tommy and I'm dating this rich guy that's a lawyer and there's a lawsuit. And she was like, I love you so much and I'm here to protect you and I love you. And she's like, I always got your back, girl. I don't even really know this woman that well, but she was over the top nice. And she was like, Tommy is a monster and I'll always protect the women. And it was crazy, right? And I was like, that's so kind. Like, thank you. And she was like, I hate injustice and I'm here to fight for justice. Hey, Kazri. She was so nice. Christy's been in our chat for probably the whole 2 years I've had my channel, almost 2 years. And all of a sudden, she's talking to the butter knife dude and like leaving this hateful shit over on his shit. And she's like, Reese is a piece of shit. And she knows it. And I was like, oh, this is one of those. Like, she's just insane. She's obviously just fucking unhinged. I was like, 3 days ago, you were texting me going like, I love you and I support you. And I'm so sorry for what happened. And Tommy's awful. She just bounces off of people. This is not someone to be trusted. Like, this is just someone who plays all sides. It's crazy. It's so weird. Like, for the love of God, get off the internet. Your truth is out. This is what I mean. Like, she's just your typical brainless follower, doesn't think for herself. It's depressing, honestly, Christy, but I don't know why you went out of your way to be so nice to me. Like, she went out of her way to reach out to me, get my phone number, reached out to me, talked to me on the phone, like blew me up with text and was like, you're so great. I'm suing everything and I'm dating a rich man. And she was like telling me this weird sexual stuff. And I was like, wow, okay. And then she came into our chat, love bombed us like every day. And then all of a sudden she was with the plastic knife guy and supporting Nazis. And I was like, what just happened? This is like a check in a windstorm. Like, what just happened? She's a shapeshifter. She's a shapeshifter, Sylvia. That's what she is. Wow. That's crazy, Catherine. People are shapeshifters. That is a great word. Yes, it's the plastic spork guy, the Taco Bell spork hoarder. That dude, like all of a sudden she's teamed up with him. But she jumped like, hey, Lydia. She jumped onto me. Yeah, addict. I think she's an addict. Yeah, she also is always like, I'm so rich. It's just weird. She's like all over the place. But yeah, now she's teamed up with the spork hoarder and taint juice. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, why did you try so hard to be my friend? People who jump out of nowhere and they're like, Reese, I support you. Team Reese. Yes. 3 days later, she's sleeping with the spork guy. I'm like, what? I had high hopes. Like, I thought I was coming to see you. Like, I thought you were going to take me to lunch and shit. What happened? No? All right. Well, that's a bummer because I thought we were going to have brunch. All right, Christy. And I couldn't be more upset about it. Couldn't be more upset. And we will miss you. Okay. But you and Spork Man are going to run off into the sunset. And I have other friends that won't do what you did, you little shape-shifting gal. So you take your sass and you move on. Okay. But I do appreciate the view. And it's weird that haters like her come in. Rika. I think it's so weird when haters come in. It's so weird. No, I don't think she's sleeping with him, but who the hell knows these days, you know, with all the STDs, you don't know, you got to protect yourself, right? Isn't it weird though? It makes me think of like a movie scene when like there's like a group of people and they're just like having a good time and like someone runs into the room to ruin it. They're like, nerds, or like something like that. And then they run out and you're like, who was that? Or they're like streaking like something crazy in a movie scene. That's what Christy Hughes is. That's what the trolls are. It's weird. I'm like, holy shit, we got a dangerous Danny. Mods, shields up. We got a Timmy Tough Knuckles in the chat. We got a crazy Christy Hughes in the chat, everybody. Shields up. Shields the fuck up. Like, they're just crazy. They just come in and they're like, get off the internet. Your truth is out. Run. Like, they're just, it's like, what are you doing? There's 524 people in here and they just like come in and they're like, it's just, does anybody else think that shit's weird? Especially when it's somebody you knew, like Christy Hughes. Christy Hughes used to be so nice. She was such a nice older lady. And now she's like, get off the internet. Like, we got a dangerous Stanny, everybody. We got a, what was the other one? Billy Badass. We got a Billy Badass. We got a Timmy Tough Knuckles in here. Krusty Christy. Reese, it's called mental illness. Streakers. It makes me think of Will Ferrell. Did she think you were going to say, okay, I'm out? Streakers. Makes me think of Will Ferrell. Like, I feel like Leah Remini right now. No, it wasn't Leah Remini. It was his wife in it. Yeah. Oh, look, here's another one. Lynn Arundel. She used to love us, and now she's like a huge hater. Okay, is it hater night? What is today? Is it hater night? Are you guys bored tonight? Is no one else streaming and you just thought you'd stop by here? Yeah, we're going streaking through the quad. Lynn Arundel is another one. She used to be so nice. And look at this. This is so juvenile. Lynn Arundel, why don't you go write a bad review on a restaurant? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Hey, Mags. Geoplanet Jane, thinking about you, girl, by the way. You weren't here the other day, but I said I love you and I was thinking about you. Oh, it's a holiday. They're all off. Okay, yeah. Wow, Lynn, you flipped. I feel like it's KFC still open. I feel like Will Ferrell. Like, hey, Galen? Oh my God, I was gonna text you today and I love your dog. Do we need to send Lynn and Christy an NDA? Can I talk to your supervisor? Let me go get the boss. I'm in trouble. Are there any other haters that want to come in? That's hilarious. Lumen, we're going streaking. Come on. We're going streaking through the quad. Oh my God. Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank is back. Bring your green hat. Come on, everybody. Bring your green hat. God dang it. We were trying to have a serious stream and now we got to fight these fucking demons. You know, Christy Hughes and Lynn Arundel, I'm just trying to like talk to my people, right? As a cult leader. Okay. This is cult time. It's quiet time. Okay. I'm trying. Is KFC still open? Now I got to wrestle these demons. We're just trying to have a good time over here. Okay. We're trying to talk about serious. I need a manager and I will not hold. So do not put me on hold. That's the Lynn Arundels right there. Christy's, get off the internet. Your story's out. Your truth is out, Reese. The truth is out. I'm trying to have a good time here. Okay. I don't want to have to wrestle these demons. You mind, mods? Kick their asses to the curb. Okay. Send them out. Pitchforks. Christy, jealous much? I don't know if she's jealous. I don't know what happened to that woman. She was all like, Reese, I love you. I hate Tommy. She was like, I love you. And I'm going to sue the world for you. And she was like, you get a lawsuit and you get a lawsuit and your whole family is going to get a lawsuit. And she was like, and I'm going to do that for you because of the attorney that I'm sleeping with. And I was like, wow, okay. I like this. I love it. Does he have a brother? And she was super cool and texted the shit out of me. And then suddenly the plastic spore quarter, she was like, and I was like, what's going on? What, again, what, is KFC still open? I was like, what am I going to be a part of this civil suit? Or like, does my check get blown in the wind? What's happening? I need to know, Christy. Demonic shape-shifting women. Hey, Rhonda Frank. What is Philip Wright saying? Are there any other haters in the stream? We got 527. That was kind of fun. Like, come on. We're already wrestling these demons, right? Let's do it. Let's do it. Don't be a check in a windstorm. Galen, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. Philip Wright. Sorry, Reese. I missed a lot of chat time this year. You're way hotter than Jeff. Is that a compliment? I mean, okay. Why would he cheat? Oh, okay. Like, I'm way hotter than Jeff. I mean, I'd like to believe that. And I also think that Jeff would even agree with that, frankly. But thank you, Philip, right? I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss for words on that one, but I appreciate that so much. And I think I understood what you meant. Miss Reese, only a couple hours free most days with the new job. That's okay, babe. We're just happy to see you. And I love you. I love you, Rhonda Frank. I have missed you though. You and your cute dogs. Like you are out of Jeff's league. You are here says, I've been with you since you were undercover with Aaron. I like that. Undercover with Aaron. That's funny. Never been a hater, but laughing on this hater night. I do miss Mean Comment Monday. I got to be honest, guys. It's the darkness. It's the Scientology in me. I miss Christy Hughes. Mods, you didn't beat her out of there, did you? Because I kind of want her to come back. You know she's watching her crazy little self. You know she's like angry typing in the comments. Let her back in, everybody. Come on. Everybody makes mistakes. Let's wrestle this demon. You're right. It's Memorial. It's a holiday. It's a holiday. They're off work. They're ready to rumble. We're kind of ready for it too. How can you not laugh at these people? They're delirious. They are. And sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's fun to wrestle with those demons. We're going streaking. Bring your green hat. I love that movie. So, Philip Wright says, that's what I meant. She got the boot, boss. She was scaring the good folks. Yeah, I get that. Thanks. Thanks, Shelly. That's what I meant. You were out of his league. Do you guys feel that I was out of Jeff's league? In the quad. Can we all have a moment for Christy and Lynn, please? in memoriam, in memorandum. I don't know the word. Philip is saying you are the one in a position to cheat. Oh, okay. Well, I don't want to be a cheat. Oh yeah. Hey guys, can we get a moment of silence for Starfish? But Philip didn't realize that Geoff paid to cheat prostitutes. Yeah. You were way out of his league? We are literally throwing people off the boat. A little cold out there, Frank? Oh my God. Checks in the wind. I love these crazy ass nights. I kind of love it when crazy demons come in. I think it's fun. Jason P. Checks in the wind. Welcome. Let me ask you this while we're talking about it, and it's a subject, right? So you guys say I was out of the cellists league. I don't know that I was out of his league. Really? Guys, this is shitty. Trixie. Checks in the wind. That's hilarious. Guys, what are you talking about? Look, like a picture popped up on my thing today. Yeah, Liz Delgado. What the heck? Why is it playing music? How does it do it? Okay, fine. Well, I can't find it. Well, maybe I could. Why? Okay, fine. This is going to take too damn long. I don't have this kind of time. Who has this kind of time? I'm just looking. Like here. This was Father's Day. I took Jeff out. I think I paid with his Amex, but still, it was the reservation that counted. Look at how cute. No? You guys are out of your damn minds. I fucking cleaned him up. Oh my God, you're hilarious. Not new, just change my name. Please leave your name. That's hilarious. What do you mean? Guys, I cleaned his ass up. I thought he was cute as shit. Okay, this is just mean. What about the bank robber? Do you think I was out of his league? I remember this. We were going to Costco, and again, I really miss I miss not paying my own bills. Like every time I swipe my card at Costco, I'm like, damn it, Huxley. I don't have Jeff's Amex. Look. No? You're out of your damn minds. What about the bald bank robber? Do you guys think I was out of his league? Really? Shelly said he was cute. All I can see is Jester. Oh my God. Lady O. Reese, you are top shelf. They weren't. Really? Really? Muffet Lou. Do you guys really think that I'm like out of their leagues? Jeff was cute. Tommy was funny when he was funny. Agreed. I'm not talking about personality, guys. I'm talking about, I thought Jeff was cute. I cleaned him up. Yeah, Robin Miner's big time. She says you're romanticizing the good times. That's all I ever fucking do. And then I get myself into trouble. Really? What does that mean? Does that mean like I'm out of their league, like physically? Like I'm cuter than that? So what does that mean? Does that mean like they should have somebody ugh? What does this mean? This league business never made any sense to me. Really? Yeah, I'm playing the highlight reel. I'm much cuter. Really? Alana says, surviving single mom and cult survivor who is super cute and bubbly versus ex-con who lives with his mom and lies about everything. No contest. You were way out of his league. Well, when you put it like that, Alana, damn girl. See, I forgot about that part. Well, this is true. You are real. They were frauds. Right. But I'm just talking about like looks. Why fixated on looks? I'm not fixated on looks, but when you say somebody's out of your league, to me, that means you're more attractive. Like it's now, I guess it is the whole package, isn't it? If you're out of somebody's league, that means like, I forgot. Jeff had to ask you out at a funeral. Aw. They both put me off. I have high hopes for your next honey bunny. Take off your rose-colored glasses, Reese. I just read that in your voice. Take off your rose-colored glasses, Reese. I did not do that well. Yeah, thank you, Trixie. I do smell good, Original Ann. I really do. And some of them don't. Let me ask you guys this. What does that mean for my future? I'm worried about this. I don't want to be single forever. Do either of them have pretty eyes? Jeff had really pretty eyes. Tommy's eyes, I couldn't see that well, to be honest. They were so, I liked his eyes. I was attracted to his eyes and nose, but Tommy had like, it was hard to see his eyes. They were super dark and like his pupils were like teeny tiny. And it was just, he had different, it was different. Jeff had beautiful eyes. Jeff had really pretty eyes. The prettiest eyes of all of them was Fred. Fred had ocean blue, like pale blue eyes. I could stare at them forever. He had the most beautiful eyes. I get that, Kestrel, but I really am worried about my future. I'm not worried about my future. Like Tommy got them shark eyes. You know what? That just put a I don't know if it's because I haven't eaten yet today, but that when I read that, that made me feel like I have to throw up. Thanks, Puka Vista. If I were a dude, I would date you. Tommy did have shark eyes, and he was a shark. He absolutely was a shark. Thank you. You are here. I do love blue eyes, but I just don't care. I like people. I don't care what their eyes look like. Peanut. You're right, Lynn. Christy is acting so juvenile. Yep. Yep. People with no souls have shark eyes. That's creepy as shit. I don't know why that really meant something when I read that. It gave me a really twisty feeling in my gut. I'm worried about it. I'm worried about my future with a guy. I'm worried about my future with a guy. Yeah, Geoplanet Jane. He was a shark. He was a shark. Tommy was a shark. Tommy was so different than Jeff. They were both bad people. Hey, Andy. Tommy was very different, but he was a shark. No question. Love that, Katie Fulton. Jamie Palmer says, not for nothing, but if I were into women and single, I'd date you in a heartbeat. Yeah, but guys, what about my personality? I agree, DOA. Alana's more on fire tonight than I am. He was a weasel. My grandma used to say that, and I didn't even know my grandma that well. She'd say, he's a weasel. He was a weasel, little beady rodent eyes. He did have very beady eyes. I liked his eyes, but they were shark eyes. I'm worried about my personality, and I'm worried about how loud my person. Yeah, Trixie's right. We spent 14 hours on a Zoom call with you. I think you have a great personality. And you know what, guys? Both of those men, I think, tried to make me small by saying I'm too much. Does that make sense? When you do that to a woman, she minimizes herself. She introverts. I love you, Darius. Thank you for saying that. I'm just afraid that I'm going to be too much for people. And I'm a lot. It's a lot. I'm loud, I'm opinionated, and I go too far and I make people uncomfortable. And I'm known for that. Hey, Joy Lee. Well, Tommy may be a weasel, and weasel crafty and deceitful, but I'm a fucking fox. So outshine. That's what I have to say. Outshine. You might be a weasel, but you were with a fox and you underestimated the fox. Do you have the best? You have the best personality. You're hilarious and you have a great sense of humor, and men love that. You just need to keep being you and allow God to bring the person to you. Thank you for saying that. Original Ann says, you will find someone amazing. Keep some of next one's details to yourself. Yeah, your personality is going to fit the right guy like a puzzle piece. I love you, Ann. Thank you for saying that. I'm introverted about it now, guys. For the first time in my life, I'm very introverted about my personality, and I'm worried about you have gained more confidence and your personality is great. And yes, they put you down. Get those words out of your head. They were afraid you would leave. That's a good point. Do you have a turn off switch? Would there be any downtime to rest and recover from high energy? Yes. Do I seem to have high energy? Do I seem high energy to you? I'm probably am that way outside of here, but I keep to myself and I'm quiet throughout the day. I'm just more lively probably here. I love this. Thank you, Run the World. Interesting, Reese. Street angels and house devils. A confident guy will appreciate all the things you worry about. Just be you and go slow. This is great advice. Keep your private life private or it could scare someone away. Yes. I'm just concerned about it. I worry about it. I worry that I'm going to be too much. And I worry that I'm not pretty enough. Like there's so many, when I go out in public, there's so many gorgeous women out there that I'm like, I can't compete with this. You want to talk about out of my league. Like these people are way out of my league. I can't compete with that. They're way prettier. They have way better features. Like there's nothing I can do to fix that. Please don't second guess your authentic self. Your personality is golden. Thank you, Original Ann, but you guys are my friends. Hey, DNV. Yeah, I'm glad I got to see you yesterday. Bethany, be who you are. Never dim who you are for anyone. The right man will love you for even your big personality. Sorry, Debbie Zito. That's good advice. When you meet a new man, just pretend that you are normal. Yeah. Yeah, Laura Lou. I think we all, thank you, Jamie Palmer. Guys, God, I fucked my shoulder really bad. I think that we all go through this feeling of not enough. I don't think this is unusual. I think most people in this chat, there's 500 people here right now. By the way, hit subscribe while your asses are in here. And I'm talking to you, Christy Hughes. Okay. Why don't you hit subscribe, Laura, or whatever her name was? Hey, Gogo the Greek. I don't think we see your, wait, what? I don't think you see yourself like we see you. I wish you could see yourself with unconditional love. Give yourself the kind of love that you give to so many. Thank you for saying that, Lisa. And I'll probably get there one day. I'm sure it comes with more experience and age. Every woman, thanks, Checks in the Wind. Every woman that I know that's older than me, I tend to hang out with older women. I have always my whole life had older friends. Like I tend to gravitate toward older people. And I think there's a lot to say about that because they're so confident and secure in who they are. Like, that computes, right? Why that would be the case. We are our own worst critics, Angel K, and thank you. Because to me, that comes more and more experience. You're going to get that more confident feeling, more security, right? Not all women feel that way, but I just have met enough women older than me that will say like, I don't care. I'm secure in who I am. And I love that. I love that. So I'm sure that I will get there, but I worry that like nobody's going to want me. I really do. I worry about it. I was talking to a friend about it today. I'm worried that like when I said a few days ago, I should have just stayed married. I was half kidding, half telling the truth. I'm worried about it. And I think it's what I was saying about the silence when they took Fred's body and all of a sudden everybody left and everybody was gone after hospice and he died. It's the same feeling I have right now. I'm alone. I'm alone. It's the silence now. Hey, PJ Mac. Yeah, Emmy Bob, you're right. Yeah, Vicki Andrews, older people are amazing. They're my favorite group of people. I love, love, love older people. Hey, Rain. Thank you, Rhonda Frank. You have more depth, intelligence, and vibrancy than so many people. The last two men were merely puddles. Oh my God, I love that, Pat. Thank you for saying that. Puka Vista, welcome, Checks in the Wind. We've been waiting. I don't know who that person is, but they said they just changed their names. It's hilarious. Thank you for being a member, Puka Vista. Seriously, Reese, you are beautiful. I appreciate that. I know what you're saying, Geoplanet Jane, but it's the feeling of like, whoa, I had this 5-year relationship with Jeff. I cheated on Jeff. I left with Tommy. I thought we were going to like have it all, right? I thought we were going to have it all. I thought we were like the perfect couple. I thought we were the perfect match. So into building my self-esteem. And then just as quickly, thank you, Jenny Sorensen. She says, Reese, you need to let yourself grieve and heal. That is what's going on. Silence is good. Good thinking and retrospection time. You're right, Darius. Angel K, I heard that too. It's just the quiet now. I'm in the quiet, and it's the opposite of what a Scientologist would be allowed to do, which is give yourself time to grieve and go through this process, right? It's weird. It's different for me. I usually wouldn't be allowed to do this. And so now that I'm thinking about it, I'm reflecting the most on the mistakes I made. Yeah, honey Lou. I'm not as angry with the guys as I'm angry with myself and the decisions and the tumultuous shit I've been through in the last year and a half. And I'm kind of depressed about it. And I wish that I could talk to Jeff about it. There's like things I kind of want to say to him. Not going to do it. Don't worry. Okay, Trixie. Thank you, Pat. We do. Rika says you have the time now and a support group here. That's what I love about this group. That's what I love about the Zoom calls. This is truly a support group for all of us. All of us are going through something, and most of us relate or resonate with something of the topic that we cover here, the topics. Thank you, Wendy Ramirez. Wendy says it's okay, Reese. That actually makes me feel really good. It is okay. It's okay. It's okay to feel this way. And I think that I get uncomfortable in my skin when I have feelings like this. I feel like my go-to is to be a Scientologist, I think, and rush through it. Like, get through these feelings. This isn't good. This is weird. I'm not comfortable in this state. So let's get through it quickly. And then what happens is you're not actually processing or getting through it. And I think I do. And then it comes back like a wave a month or two later. Like, I think I'm good. And then I didn't actually probably deal with it. And I don't know what that means. Shadow work. Honey, we all make crappy decisions, things we wish we could take back, but only humans actually want to learn from those errors and feel guilt. Alana, thank you. Grandma Sunshine Dragon, I do. And the mods will post that for you. Thank you. Yeah, Wendy, it does make sense. Like rushing through the process of not feeling anything. In Scientology, guys, remember this? No HENR. That's a real thing. I have been told, thank you, Jason, birthday boy. I have been told no HENR. Okay, checks in the wind. That's hilarious. I have been told since I was 4 or 5, no HENR, human emotion and reaction. We're trained, that's trained out of us in Scientology. No joke. No HENR, no human emotion and reaction. So it is a thing for me, I think, to want to rush through the human emotion and reaction of things. And I'm feeling emotional and reactive to this subject. This topic is very heated in my mind. Thank you, Donna Cooper. She says, "You are beautiful, Reese. Your personality is awesome. I constantly doubt myself too. You were taught your entire life that feelings were weakness and bad. Takes a hell of a lot of time to heal the damage." She's right. Shadow work is sitting in those uncomfy feelings that are holding you back. Your shadows, you got to sit with them. Don't rush it, process it fully. It's hard to do that. Taz says, that's okay. You will get through this. Write a journal for your eyes only so you can process and write down. I've been kind of doing that, Taz. I just do better. Thanks, Buffy. I do better with the verbalizing. It's a better, easier, it's therapeutic for me. Trisha K says, you are still so young. Take a moment. You come across, I think, because it's true, you are so flipping true and real. Someone will spot that truly. The energy you are putting out is kick-ass. That's so nice. Trisha K, that is a really nice thing to say. That was very validating because I feel like my energy is erratic and insane, like a hamster, like a panty hamster. Forgot about her. You are 45 years behind most of us. You are catching up on 4x speed. You amaze me. Lisa Kelson, I want to catch up to you guys. I hate that I'm behind. I am near Murfreesboro, run the world. And I liked this, DOA. Fake people cannot keep up the image. And when they let down their guard and take off the mask, you see the real version of them. That is what happened with the fake bank robber guy. That's absolutely what happened. He wasn't able to keep up the image of who he was selling, right? And that's what that was. And I'm mad about it because I fell for it and I really believed it and I wanted it. I wanted it to be with him. I was really crazy about him. And I think I just still feel so burned by that and embarrassed in a lot of ways. Subtract the years you were in a cult. How old are you? 2. Integrate what's happened. Scientology didn't want you to think. They didn't want you to rethink being with them. Just wanted you to be a worker drone. That's true. Yes, Jenny, that's true. Good point. Yeah. It is hard, guys. I think in real time, it's hard. I'm able to live life pretty well now. I'm pretty balanced. I feel like things are good. I'm able to be out in public. I'm good, right? But when it comes to this heavy stuff, when it comes to like the real topics like this, I think I do struggle with I know. I think I do struggle with how to deal with my feelings. Does that make sense? It should. I think that I do fine on regular stuff. I do great. I love people. I have no problem communicating. We're going on 2 hours. I got flapping my gums, right? Um, I'm very trusting, Rhonda. Yeah, but I think when it comes to heavy feelings like this, like even the loss of my husband, the loss of my dog, like what happened when my husband died? The Church of Scientology called me in and said, you need to come in for an ARC break session, affinity, reality, and communication break session, and you need to come in for a loss of a person assist. And I did. And I went on the cans and I cried, and we handled the charge of the loss. And then we did a loss of a person assist for like hours and hours. And it's over. And it's over. I'm not kidding. It's over. Like you're expected to have handled the loss and the charge of the loss. The charge means what you would guess for it to mean, like the emotions that come with it, the feelings, the reactions, right, to the loss. So you're expected to be done. You had a session and you had an assist. It's over. Get back to work. Get back on post. No case on post. Get back to work. So it's very, he's good, Buffy. It's very matter of fact, black and white, just like Scientology is. There's really not a lot of gray areas. We just follow the instructions and the commands and we're done. And we don't feel feelings. And so I think day-to-day stuff that's not too heavy, I do okay. How much did that session and assist cost you? They did it for free that time, actually. Dan O'Connor set it up and said, I want you to come in. I just want you to, this is on us. He was like, I just want you to have this session. I mean, I didn't get charged for it. I didn't get to grieve the loss. They literally for hours and hours took me around a parking lot and all over the inside building of the org with my auditor, whose name was Colin, who was like 17 years old. He was a Sea Org member. I'd never met him. He took me in session in his Sea Org uniform. And you can imagine how awkward that is when I'm weird about doctors even. I need consistency and I need to know who you are. And that's just seeing a doctor. Can you imagine going in session and talking about your sex, about anything? They're going to ask you with a guy that you don't know. And he was 17. He was 17 or 18. And so he takes me in session over the loss of my husband, and he doesn't know who I am. I don't know who he is. And I'm holding the cans and I'm all emotional. And he's totally, I understand. I'll repeat the auditing command while I'm sitting there uncomfortable. Yeah. Hey, Debbie Lima. Love you too, babe. Hey, Tiffanisms. I have not, Ree. So we end the session. I'm still upset. Of course, he has his clipboard and he's taking me around and he's saying, look around here and find something that doesn't remind you of Fred. That guitar, excellent. Look around here and find something that doesn't remind you of Fred. That pillow, all right. Look around here and find something that doesn't remind you of Fred. That picture, very good. What's happening? And I'll start crying and they go, what's happening? And I go, I'm just really upset. I just lost my husband. I'm very upset. This isn't working. Got it. I'll repeat the auditing command. Look around here and find something that doesn't remind you of Fred. That picture. Very good. What's happening? And then I'll start crying again and I'll go, this is pissing me off. Because that's what happened. I was like, this is pissing me off and I don't want to forget Fred. And you're making me feel like you're trying to get me to forget who my husband is, who died 2 days ago. I understand. I'll repeat the auditing command. Look around here and find something that doesn't remind you of Fred. So that's the other problem is you originate. I was being an auditor. I was putting on my auditor training hat. I was doing that on purpose. That's exactly how they would handle it. You guys are saying that's robotic and emotionless. It's because I wasn't being me. I mean, I wouldn't be like, I get it. Look around here and find something that doesn't remind you of Fred. Like, you can't do that. When you're trained to be an auditor, that's why we do TRs. There's no emotion. We don't show emotion. And so the person starts crying. And that's what happened in that session. I said to him, he said, "What's happening?" And I said, "I'm getting really upset because I don't want to forget who my husband is. And I feel like you're trying to get me to forget who my husband is." Understood. I'll repeat the auditing command. Look around here and find something that doesn't remind you of Fred. And then eventually I was like, I don't want to. Understood. I'll repeat the auditing command. Look around here and find something that doesn't remind you of Fred. Go fuck yourself. Okay. I'll repeat the auditing command. Look around here and find something that doesn't remind you of Fred. And so you're not getting out of that. And so that's what happens is you get beat down as a Scientologist and you go, well, I can't fucking leave. Right. And SP was born. That's a good book title right there. You know that you're not getting out of that until you reach the EP, the end phenomena. Rocks in a box, that can go on for hours. Mine went on, I think, for about 3 hours. That can go on for 6 hours, 8 hours until you reach the EP, which is the end phenomena. And that's what LRH writes, the end phenomena. There's an EP to every process, and it's specific what it is. So let me see something. Oh, hey, Joe. What did I do to my shoulder? Here you go. Here's a process by L. Ron Hubbard. It's called Problems That Don't Have to Be Solved at This Moment. Where is it? Where did I just see it? Right here. See this? Look under my finger. Right here. Run this to end phenomena. See that? Run this to end phenomena. It tells you what the end phenomena is, right? So each process has its own end phenomena. It's called the EP. So every single process, here's another one. Ouch, my shoulder. Find something comfortably real. That sounds appropriate, right? Your feelings are never validated. No, look. Run this command over and over, getting the pre-clear to tell you his answer each time. Run to end phenomena. So, love you, Rhonda Frank. This is heavy. You know, when you guys were saying you're robotic, I was being an auditor. This is something you never violate. The auditor's code. It's long, and you have to, the auditor's code, you have to patter. You have to do a patter drill on, okay? So there's 29 of these. Do you know that you have to do a patter drill? I had to do this on the student hat. I promise not to evaluate for the pre-clear or tell him that he should think about his case in session. You have to do a patter drill to a wall. And you have to get all 29 of these, and you cannot flub, flunk. You can't do what I just did where I went, I promise flunk, start. So I may get to number 26 out of 29, and I might have gotten every single one correct, and you have to do it to a pass. So the supervisor will flunk you and you have to start over. You have to do this for hours until you have it drilled in your head. You can't read it. So you have to go. So you have to study this. This is crazy. I'll just tell you real quick. You probably don't care to know, but I will go to do the patter drill for the auditor's code. This could take me days and days and days and days and days, right? So what I have to do is the auditor's code, and you have to look at a wall. It's called a patter drill. And you go, 1, I promise not to evaluate for the pre-clear or tell him what he should think about his case in session. 1, I promise not to evaluate for the pre-clear or tell you what about his case in session. You have to do this over and over and over. Thanks, Original Land, until you get a pass. So then finally, after days of drilling this, you close it and you go, supervisor, I'm ready for a final pass. And the supervisor comes over and goes, okay, good, start. And they hold the book and read what you're about to say. You have to get all 29 of these to a pass. And that's hardcore. The auditor's code is hardcore. Finny, my little boy. Where you been? Breaking down people and reprogramming them. So I don't know where we were going with that other than it removes and desensitizes everything from our minds, right? So when I was doing that loss of a person assist, he has his clipboard and I would break down and start crying. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that your father passed though 10 years ago, Toinette. Thank you for being here. Hey, Mona, my little boy. I remember doing that assist. And he was like, I would start crying and get emotional. And he'd go, what's happening? I don't want to be here. My husband just died 48 hours ago. Okay. I'll repeat the auditing command. So it's what if you had a stutter in your speech? You'd have to get that handled first, Cheryl Roberts. You can't have a stutter. You'd flunk. Doesn't matter. No one cares that you have a stutter. You flunk. No one cares if you have a cough. You can't do anything. Like if I got to the end of that and I went, number 29, flunk. That's a flunk. Has to be perfect. The reason that that's so important is because now here we are, all these ex-Scientologists, and I don't want to speak for them, but like we've all been through the same stuff, right? That's so important because it is hard to deal sometimes with our emotions. At least it is for me. How did they hold on to people for so long? Philip Wright, Scientology is slowly infiltrated, right? Like they don't just throw all that at you the first day. Now I was born into it, but I've seen people join that came and stayed, right? So they don't just throw you all into it the first second. You have to slowly join and they really, really love bomb and validate you. And then you start to speak the language and then you become bilingual. And then, hey, Martha Slemmer. And then all of a sudden your dentist is your Scientologist and all of a sudden your boss is a Scientologist and all of a sudden everybody you know is a Scientologist. Finn has kind of a bump, like a lump right there. I'll have to ask the vet to take a look at that. Reese, did you keep much of your Scientology information? Liz Gale has boxes and boxes of that stuff. She does streams when she shows all that stuff. Yeah, I've kept everything that I have pretty much. It's in storage. Yeah, Lisa Kelson, I was born into it. So it's just different. I can't speak for people who just join, but they do get people to stay in Scientology. No question. It's a slow knife. It's not a quick stab. It's a slow, right? Like it's a slow process. And Reese has questioned, do you now have to have things perfect because of that training? Close to. Yeah, I'm weird about that. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm always doing something. Okay, Mrs. EP, thank you for telling me that. That's why I'm always doing something. Scientologists have to stay productive. And I will say this, like, there's a thing called a communication lag in Scientology. And it's really strange to have a slow, low comm lag. So meaning like, let me give you an example. A person may say, hey, do you know what time you're supposed to go to the airport? Okay. And a Scientologist would go, yep, 4:25. 4:25, I've got a car picking me up at 2:00, and then we will be on our way. That's that's not much of a comm lag at all. We are trained to not have a comm lag. So when you ask someone something and you go, hey, do you know what time you're supposed to go to the airport? And someone goes, I think, let's see, it's Wednesday. That shit doesn't fly in Scientology. Nope. You need a quick comm lag. So, hey, Cindy B. So, like Huxley, as a teenage kid, I'm not used to it. And don't worry, I'm not upset about it, but I notice it. He's like his dad. Like, I will ask him something and he'll be like, and I find myself being a Scientologist still going like in my head. I never do this to him, but in my head, I'm like, I don't like people with a slow comm lag. It makes me crazy because I was trained to not have a slow comm lag. That's why when you're doing these drills, you go, the soup comes over, the supervisor, and they go, okay, good, start, flunk, start, flunk. Like it's all done very, very fast paced. So like even when I was crying through that, the auditor was like, what's happening? Oh, I don't know. I'm really upset that my husband just died 48 hours ago. Understood. I'll repeat the auditing command. Look around here and find something that doesn't remind you of Fred. Like everything is snap pop. So it's a pet peeve for you now. When people are slower, yes, just because I'm not used to it. I know this is random, but what made you decide to keep Huxley out of Scientology? Good night, Emmy. It's not random. You were absolutely taught not to decide for yourself. When we had Huxley, it was very planned. I wanted Huxley. My husband at the time wanted Huxley. So we had a child, right? He was born and raised in Scientology as well. And he had a way, way worse, I'd say, childhood upbringing because he never wanted to be a Scientologist. He protested it. That's a word we use. Scientologists use the word protesting all the time. Like if I don't want to go to the doctor and I have a doctor's appointment, I'd be like, why are you protesting it? They say it all the time. It just means like you're not in agreement with it. So he protested being a Scientologist from birth. His brother took to it like a duck to water. He was a full-blown auditor by the age of 10, fully trained auditor, auditing adults on staff by the age of 10. His brother, Michael, my husband, did not succeed at all. He did not do well, and it was very forced on him. And for those reasons, he is now a full-blown adult with a lot of issues, right? He's never dealt with it, and he has major anxiety issues, and he can hardly talk about it, and it's really a struggle for him. They forced him to be on staff. They forced him to do all kinds of things he didn't want to do, and it was horrific. And I know this. I was married to him for 10 years. I know every detail. I know every story, all of it. And I hate his parents for what they did to him. And so he's got real issues now as an adult because of that. So the point is, when I was pregnant and we were going through all of that, I was way more all about being a Scientologist. My husband was not so much. He'd go to events with me. He'd do things, but he was super nervous about it and triggered, like constantly triggered. So we both agreed when we had Huxley, especially him more than me, but my upbringing, hey Adele, my childhood as a Scientologist was pretty fucking horrendous. And I was aware of that, even though I was on board being a Scientologist. I know that's hard to understand, but my dad was so mean. Hey, Carrie Ann, my father was so mean raising me as a Scientologist, like no HE&R in this house, like just very barking orders. Like that's not what LRH says to do. Like we were doing those patter drills when I was little, right? To the wall in our kitchen at home. At 4. I started doing TRs at 4. I did my first course when I was 4. I think I did the children's comm course, the children's communications course. Then I did learning how to learn, how to use a dictionary. I did all the kids' courses. So I was forced into it as well. And I had a very rough time. But Michael had a way worse time. And so when we had Huxley, we had a long talk about that. Come here, Bubs. Finny. Here. And Michael was very, Bubsy, Michael was extremely nervous about us bringing a child into the world and him being forced to do things like Michael had to do. And I sat down with him and said, I didn't have a good upbringing either as a Scientologist. We won't do that to our child. And we both made kind of an agreement that, oh, I have a cat hair in my tongue. We both made an agreement that he will get to choose his religion, that he will get to choose if he wants to be a Scientologist when he's like 16 to 18. We did not want to put him on the children's communication course at 4. And so we agreed to that. And that's how we protected him from it. Now, it didn't entirely work. Like Huxley was put on a course without our knowing, without our consent, without our permission. His grandpa took him to the org and signed him up for a course and put him on TRs. He was at the org all the time. Huxley was taken to the org with me all the time for events, but I never allowed him to do services except when I found out about that and I lost my shit. And Michael really lost his shit. And then Michael's brother came to town and did a session on Huxley when he was little. And we didn't know that either. Sam took him in session on some self-analysis stuff. And we were furious about it. We were furious. So Huxley's he's been exposed to it, just not nearly like the other kids have. Nowhere near that. Has Michael had any therapy? My heart breaks for him. Maybe if Hux asked him to do therapy, he would. I don't really know. I think he tried to see a therapist at one point for a very short time, but honestly, I don't know Michael's current life. So I couldn't answer that to this day. I don't know present time stuff, but I will tell you that he is, thank you, Kat. Michael is severely damaged from Scientology and from what his parents put him through. Thank you, Wendy Ramirez. I was terrified for the day that Huxley turned 16 because, yeah, I think he remembers a little bit of it, Angel K, because I thought that the Sea Org recruiters were going to come try to take him. I was terrified. So I'm so thankful that I'm out of Scientology because that was my biggest fear as a mother. I was like, they're going to come take him. They're going to come get him. That's what they do. The Sea Org recruiters come and they take those 16-year-old kids because that's when you can go into the Sea Org. Yeah, Trisha K says, darling girl, when you were able, I would burn those binders. They are kryptonite. Walk away. The fact that you are honestly sharing your new path and thinking you are a baby, shrink to us. Thank you. Thank you, Trisha K. One day I will, but I still find them interesting and I find them helpful for people in the outside world. Like, it's like I say, pulling back the Scientology curtain. I don't really want to get rid of this stuff because it shows the never ends, the people who've never heard of it. It exposes it in a lot of ways. And I think that's a good thing. Wow, old Charlie. Not really, Adele. They're not doing much. I mean, I'm sure that's where some of the heat comes from and the hate, but I'm not worried about it. No, it is fascinating. And that was just, I was so scared that they were going to take Huxley. So I don't ever have to worry about that again. And that's the best part. Like, I have a lot of damage, right? But he doesn't. He's going to get to live his life. He's going to have a normal childhood. He's going to get to graduate high school. He's going to get to go to college if he wants to do that. He's going to get to go to a prom. Like, he's going to get to enjoy all of those things. Thank you, Jenny. That's such a nice thing to say. Jenny says, abusers take their power from victims being silent. Thank you for not being silent. Well, I intended to stay silent forever, but Aaron Smith-Levin came along and outed me. And I'm really glad he did because it did give me a voice and I'm happy to be here. And back to this picture, I always show it now that I found it. That's me when I was on staff, when I was 16 years old. You can see the HCO on the book. That was me in HCO. And I like to show this now because it really puts things into perspective. My son's going to be 16 in 6 months. Like, I should have been living a normal life. I should have been going into 10th grade, right? Thank you, Wendy. So my kid gets the gift now of a normal life. And that's what matters to me. I have had a fucked existence with Scientology, but I'm getting through it. I'm getting through it, guys. It's just, it makes me think of our topic tonight. I think I'm processing the loss of Tommy and Jeff in weird ways because of that loss of a person assist I had to go through with Fred. Like, we handle it differently and we expect you to be done with it and move on. You remove the charge Thanks, Trisha. You remove the charge and you're done. It's over. You move on. Like that's if your parents died. That's if anything. If you got divorced. My eyes look tired in that picture. Well, I was looking for that other picture. And then I'm going to hop off. Well, I'm 16 there too. That was at St. Hill. There we go. That was in front of the Church of Scientology in St. Hill in London. I'm really glad that I found these pictures. As weird and kind of painful and just uncomfortable as they are, this one's super weird. Thanks, Philip Wright. Yeah, I was 15 in some of these pictures and 16 in some of these pictures. That's me with, the big guy. That's me in St. Hill. I was 16 here. This is true. I was 16 when I went to London. Yeah, it is, Jenny. Thank you, Wendy Ramirez. I was trying to find that one with Dan O'Connor. Oh, here's me. Who's that guy on the picture? That was L. Ron Hubbard, Mona. It's the guy that started it all. There's Dan O'Connor right there in the black shirt. That's the guy that threw the fax machine at me. And you see Alex Carr in the tie is holding on to me. I know it's creepy, Lisa Kelson. He's doing a drill with us. He's doing TRs. Thank you, Kat. Me too. So creepy. So weird. Deeply uncomfortable. I'm glad I found these, but it's weird. It's definitely weird. This is exactly where Dan O'Connor hit me with the fax machine. That's all where it happened. The filing cabinet guy that came up and pushed me up against the filing cabinet, that's where you file all the ethics reports in that black cabinet behind me. I agree, Lady-O. That phone on the desk is where I called my dad. That's where it all happened. Right in front of that desk is where Dan came in and hit me with the fax machine. And I was 16. Yeah, Grew. I forgot about that. That's so funny. I'm glad I found these pictures. It's awful and weird and uncomfortable, but it is my life. It is my history. And it's good to, it's good for me. It kind of holds me accountable to talk about it. I need to talk about this stuff. Dan looked to be about the same age as you were. Angel K, Dan was about 8 years older than me. He was like 24 probably when I was 16, somewhere in there. But I need to talk about it. You can feel the fear in the picture with Alex. I know, Mona. Thank you, Katie Fulton. I love you, girl. Guys, thank you for the support today. Please hit subscribe while you're in here. And thank you just for being here with me. I mean it. We kind of went all over the place today. I'm glad Christy Hughes, who used to love us, stopped by just to tell us that she hates me. And same with Lynn Arundel. It was good to see her. Good to see those people. I'm sorry, Kay Thompson. I love you guys, though. I really do. And I appreciate you being here. It means the world. I appreciate your super chats and your memberships and mods. I love you. Jason, I hope you had a great birthday. I feel bad that you were here on your birthday. Thank you, Lisa. I'm going to take some Advil too. Love you, Trixie. And guys, I will be in and out this week. I will see you. I have someone staying at my house. So I may go up to my mom's where it's more quiet and stream from there. But you'll see me. I promise. You'll see me this week. It's just kind of hectic. I have to get everything ready for the cousin that's going to stay here. Sorry, Nacho's mom, but I'm glad you made it. Love you, Angel K. Thank you guys for the support. I'm so glad I got to see your original, Ann. I love you. And I mean it, Jason. I hope you had a good birthday. Guys, thank you for being with me tonight. And yeah, maybe I'll do a walking stream. That's a great idea, Kim is Blue. Love you, Ellie J. I mean it, guys. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the amazing Zoom call yesterday. I needed that. And thanks for letting me vent tonight. I don't know what's going on, but I needed it. And for being a safe space and not judging me for it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you all. And I will see you guys tomorrow or the next day. Okay. But know that I'm fine. I just have someone here staying with me and I have to figure that out. I'm going to have to figure out how we're going to make that work. All right, everybody. I'll see you soon. And here comes Fred.